On the first episode of Word of Movement, I have the pleasure of speaking to my good friend Luis Alkmim, who many people also know as Dinei. We take a brief trip around his world of movement, we analyze past, present and future of parkour from his standpoint as we watch it grow into an uncertain future. Luis has been around long enough to have been all over the place inspiring people through his movement, words, kindness, or just to get to a spot and kill it. This is Luis, and this is his Word of Movement. Hey man, thanks for coming to the show. The first show where we're going to talk with everybody around the parkour community. And
hello Alex, hello Rold.
But first of all, because most people will know you because you have a lot of stuff on the internet, some people might not know you. So just take a few moments, like 1-2 minutes, to talk about yourself, how you started with parkour and what made you do it.
Okay, that's hello people, hello Alex.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting, it's an honor, first of all. Cool. Well, I'm Luis. My friends call me Dinei. Who knows me from my hometown calls me Dinei. And who already spent time with me and the other Light Team guys also know me as Dinei. But usually people call me Luis, and my girlfriend calls me Luis, so my official name is still Luis. I do parkour for 10 years, maybe. I don't know, it was kind of, the beginning was blurry, took too long to start for real. But I think like the first contact was 10 years ago. I started after 1 year. I met the Line Team Tracers dudes like you.
Yeah.
And everyone else in the Portuguese community. Me and Pedro, that started like the same team, Pedro Salgado. Yeah, we started making videos, like meeting up to make videos sometimes. But we were training almost every day, or just going to the beach to do flips, jump to the water, be teenagers, having fun.
Yeah.
While moving.
How old were you when you started?
16? No, yes, 16.
16.
15, 16, yeah.
All right.
Now it seems like it's too late, right? Because the people start like 12 or 10. And
yeah.
When they're 16, they're already calling chance.
For real, man. For real.
Yeah. So then just kept training. I took part in a lot of events and competitions from the beginning. Like in my first year of proper training, of serious training, I went to World Barclays Card. That was kind of more like a joke thing, you know. I was never taking that seriously, but I was really nervous. But then I kept going on competitions, and then one day I just said I don't want to do competitions anymore, and now I'm back to the teenagerhood. It's so good. Teenagerhood.
Nice.
Maybe it doesn't exist, but it makes sense. I'm back to this is the best part, I guess. After I realized what I really wanted not to do.
Yep.
I went back to the first things that took me to the street, you know. And now I'm just Line Team dude. I spent a while in Poland, working with John Ferran and training with him, and made really good friends. And now just back in Lisbon.
All right.
Good stuff, always.
Yeah.
Blue sky every day.
Blue sky every day. That's it, man. Our city is amazing.
Me?
So yeah, let's talk a little bit about. So your movement trip has come like full circle now, because you started developing your skills, which developed very fast and very efficiently, and then you started going through certain ways, and then you kind of like resolved that this is not what you wanted to do, so you went back to the roots, and you seem to be enjoying not only yourself, like personally and professionally, you are doing quite well now. So tell us a little bit more about it, no?
I don't know. It's like for me, it was always the thing of in the beginning, and to make myself stronger and build an armor, so then I can use it in any way I want. So like I went through the phase of doing crazy tricks and trying out stuff to the sand, landing on the knees and like breaking the back. That never happened, thanks to God, and to luck and to sand.
Yeah.
And and then, but I was always I had the luck of meeting always the right people, like Parkour Portugal or you that were already more old school already. Is it older school?
I don't know.
You that were older school.
How can you be older than old school, man? It makes no sense. It's so weird.
I just called you old.
Yeah. Thank you.
uh, but then they were always trying to give us information and discipline and like more a meaning for training. And in the beginning, it was kind of like annoying, but we always accepted them as mentors, and that was really good because we learned how to respect our body and to work out for it, so we have nice biceps and you can show up.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think we just always had this core fundamentals of parkour, and then like it just always the things. I don't know. I think I believe that if you do what you love, like for real, like if you go really deep and you try to be the best of yourself, the universe will notice this. Or call it? I forgot. This dedication. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think you're just gonna get back because you're already giving back just by sharing the passion a little bit. And things just started coming like nice jobs, like not enough to be rich, not enough to have like a nice to have a car. We just have a very nice, comfortable, sweet life. I travel the world. It's really cool. I meet so many nice people. I train with my idols like in a monthly. It's really really cool. And now I just want to keep training. I just want to be the normal guy who still does parkour, and I do parkour for a living, sort of, you know.
Yeah.
Doing jobs, but in the regular days, be on the street, meet the friends. This is really the best thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like as you said, like when you do things, like when you try to improve yourself to your maximum and you really do it like honestly, the universe gives it back to you, because that's the thing of parkour. Like the funny thing about parkour is that it doesn't matter how big your ego is and how good you are, you will never really feel it until you let it go and you really do it for, not for you, but you are the tool that makes everything possible around you. Like you don't depend on anyone, and you work for parkour, and you don't use parkour to show off, because you are parkour, you know. Like every day you wake up and it's, you know, your mind is tuned to this frequency where you're just looking for movement, and everything is movement, and you're always thinking about possibilities. So it becomes part of your life more than it becomes like a shirt or like a cap that you wear to show off, you know. It's not like that. It's much more, it's deeper, much more deeper than that.
A level up. If it will be all a video game, if existence would be a video game, when you dive into the parkour culture, lifestyle, you know, the parkour roads, you just level up and you become a different being. Maybe not up, maybe down. You just become part of this dimension of people that understand their bodies, their environments, and their capabilities. You know?
Exactly. And I'm gonna ask you now, like, related to this, how do you, because, okay, if people don't know you, I'm gonna say it, you are a very excellent mover. You move very, very well. You learn very fast, and you've always evolved very stably throughout the years. So I want you to tell us a little bit about how do you approach movement, and how does movement get into your system, and on a more spiritual note, how does movement relate to your enlightenment, so to speak? Like, how do you get better as a human being through parkour or free running or whatever you want to call it? It's a
You
deep
wrote it
question,
down.
huh? It's a deep
You
one.
wrote this down
It's a
before.
deep one. It's a deep one. Go on.
um, um, I think that I should not say I think before every time. So basically, movement for me is something that always was there. The movement was always in my body, always. I just didn't know how to do. I just didn't know how to explore and how to reach these different um, like skills of the body. So the more you work on it, the more you train strength, flexibility, speed, with your reflex, your coordination by repeating and by letting it go. Also, not thinking too much, just letting it go because it knows what to do. If you think too much, it doesn't work anymore. You just need to kind
Yeah.
of let it go. I don't think I'm an easy learner. I think I just always try to do what is easy for me. Not I don't go very often outside of my comfort zone, and this is the uh, part that leaves me. This is the part that makes me very intrigued about parkour because I really want to be good in the things that I suck at. So I always like one day I was in Switzerland with Christian Harmon, Kevin Fleury, Paulo Tavares, and Paul Joseph Blue. Over free flow, storm guy now. Oh,
Old
he's a legend,
school.
legend. Still trained, still out there.
For real.
He told me, "Oh, Luis, you're really good. Just like we're talking about, Luis, you're really good, but you should train more parkour." And at that moment, I was like, "Oh, really? I'm missing out on something that I thought I was okay because I always train parkour more than free running." And but he was right, and that made that it was not like that specific moment, but that was one of the moments that I was realizing that I was letting go my what's my passion to go more to the ego side, more to try to be famous or I don't know, try to be on the spotlight maybe. Um, and then I just started training parkour a lot, like more. And I was feeling really good on finding out how many weaknesses I have in my body. Like with sticking, with not very strong legs, very thin genetic legs. So like
Shoot.
I was trying to work on stuff that I was always trying to work on stuff that made me that I was not good at. And parkour is infinite. There is no limit of progression. You see the generations now, the new generation, they are doing stuff that took the whole sport, the community took 10 years for us to find out that we could do this stuff outside or whatever. They're doing this level up in 2 years of training, you know.
Yeah.
So, and it just will keep evolving, and you see guys like Andy's that he's so young and he's so strong and his movement is so mature already, like mature.
Yeah,
Grown
mature.
up, you know. He has posture, he has strength, he has stability, balance, and he's such a young guy. So the sport will always like keep evolving forever because it's endless. And I think this together with this part of trying to find your weaknesses and the part of the parkour is infinite is what makes the parkour being so deep, like personal, because you realize that it's so much more. I mean, it's so much more in the world.
Yeah.
There's so many things. Like I don't know, you're just a little tiny piece, like this small. You can make a huge difference if you just try to. Yes.
No, that's actually a good analogy. Like, imagine that you are really that small little thing, right? In the middle of a lot of stuff that is arranged in that way. And you're supposed to be you're supposed to be this way in the middle of everything. But when you start practicing parkour or free running, whatever, and you start practicing movement, and movement becomes more than just physical and also like spiritual, moral, and then you from this you go to this, and this small change only means that in the big picture, one small like pixel changed direction,
Yeah.
so everything around it is gonna change as well, you know.
Yes, it's true. It's
Yeah.
very true. It's very true. And that will keeps going. And this is where we have to
Yes.
try to balance on always. You have to find the correct movement that will keep the harmony.
Exactly. Just like Bruce Lee said, like if you have one to the extreme, you'll be very unscientific. If you have the other to the extreme, you suddenly become a mechanical man. So you need to combine those two in harmony. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Harmony. Yeah. So I think that's it. It was so hard to answer this question. It sucks.
Sorry, man.
It's fine.
I have another one for you though. As you were saying, and it's true. Like the new generations now learn stuff that took us a lot of years, and took you because your movement vocabulary is much more extensive than mine. Stuff that took you years to learn. These kids come now, and they learn it in 6 months,
Yes.
2 months, 3 months. But the thing is, and they do it very well. But my question to you is, the fact that they can do it and they do it very well, does that make them experts? Do they have the experience? I don't think they have the experience. I think they have a lot of plasticity where which they can learn quickly and adapt very quickly because they also start younger. But does that make them experts? What do you have to say?
I think they become experts in what they do, like in the specific skills that they have. One problem about the new generation is the lack of well-rounded athletes. So the new generation is just specifically good. There's not many people training the whole parkour as it used to be. So the jumps, the fundamentals, the procedures, the gap strides, and then the tricks that keep you in motion, or the beach moves that you just keep you in one spot and you don't move anywhere, you just stay there.
Yeah.
So you have people that are really good in each one of these disciplines, but you don't have many people that are training everything. You have like the Motus boys, they're really good. These boys are brewmen, you know, they train everything. You know, and of course there's a lot of people out there doing that, of course. But I don't believe that they become experts in the whole discipline of parkour and free running, but they definitely become experts in, for example, learning new tricks, because they have kids that in 2 weeks training in the gym and already do like dash gainers, cone gainers.
Exactly.
You know, so they're not experts, but he just became an expert in learning really hard tricks in 2 weeks of training.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to thumbs up. Also share it with as many people as possible so everybody knows what's going on. And of course, subscribe to stay tuned for another episode of Word of Movement.